So, ready to dive into a career that's all about satisfying those sweet cravings.
Let's do it. I've got a major sweet tooth, so I'm ready to dig in.
Confectionery specialized selling, right? It's not just about like scooping ice cream and suggesting fudge. It's a whole lot more dynamic than people might think, from what I've seen.
You're definitely right. From these resources, it's a really interesting blend of like classic retail, but also surprisingly, a really savvy understanding of digital marketing, which is interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we've got this stack of info here from RoleCatcher. And it seems like an awesome resource for anyone looking to get into this field, right? But before we even get into like their tech and their tips and tricks, let's actually paint a picture of what a confectionery specialized seller, what they actually do. So what's got you intrigued so far?
The customer interaction piece really jumped out at me. Just like imagine being surrounded by all these amazing displays of like gourmet chocolates, handcrafted candies, maybe even some like nostalgic treats. I don't know about you, but
Oh, absolutely, like old school candy for sure.
yeah, you're not just completing transactions. It's like you're guiding these customers through this whole sensory experience, helping them discover new favorites or like even crafting the perfect gift basket.
It does sound kind of charming, right?
Yeah.
But let's be real, right? Every job has its like challenges, and this role catcher guide does not shy away from those challenges. It talks about things like standing for long periods. I mean, I can imagine that that could be tough on your body.
Yeah.
And then there's the potential for like allergen exposure. I mean, are you like worried about going into anaphylactic shock every time somebody's, look, I'll take a peanut butter cup.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
That's something to definitely be mindful of for sure. It's not just about like having a passion for sweets. It's also about being aware of those potential risks and knowing how to, create a safe and inclusive environment for everyone. But on the plus side, right, the customer interaction really suggests that this is a career path that's very social, very engaging. So if you're someone who thrives in that kind of like bustling environment, connecting with all different kinds of people, this could be a really, really good fit.
Yeah. So we've got like the social butterfly aspect of it covered, right?
Right.
But what about the actual selling part of being a confectionery specialized seller? Like what kind of skills are we talking about?
Well, I mean, persuasion is definitely key because you're not just, like handing someone a box of chocolates. You're really like painting a picture with your words, right? Highlighting those unique flavor profiles, maybe suggesting a pairing with a specific type of coffee or tea.
Ooh, that's good. Like recommending a like smoky lapsang souchong to go with, like dark chocolate truffles that are like infused with chili flakes.
Yes.
Now that's an experience.
Exactly.
But it's not all just like charm and like a way with words, right? This guide also mentions the importance of sales and marketing knowledge.
Absolutely. And that's where things get really interesting, I think.
Yeah.
Think about like visual merchandising. How are you going to create those really eye-catching displays? How are you going to place those like impulse buy items near the register to,
You mean those like little gummy bears shaped like hearts that I'm always grabbing?
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's understanding what makes people tick, what draws their eye, and ultimately what's going to make their sweet tooth sing.
And in today's world, that extends beyond, just the physical storefront, right? The guide mentions digital marketing a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like that's like almost essential for any kind of business these days.
100%. Think about social media, right? I mean, you could post like the most incredible, like mouth-watering photos of all your new creations, announce, flash sales, maybe on Instagram, partner with local influencers for taste tests and reviews.
Right, like a whole campaign around National Chocolate Day.
Exactly. It's about being creative, staying ahead of the curve, and like using every tool you have to bring those customers in.
It sounds like this career path really requires this balance of creativity, but also like business acumen and, of course, a genuine passion for the world of confectionery.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to step back for a second and let's talk about the potential career trajectory. Is this a field where you can work your way up, or are you going to be like stuck being an assistant fudge dispenser forever?
Because I'm ambitious. I want chocolate connoisseur extraordinaire on my business card one day.
Yeah.
Well, hold your horses. Put down the cocoa beans for a sec, because the RoleCatcher guide actually breaks down this whole potential career path in like fascinating detail. And it doesn't end at fudge, trust me. Okay, so are you ready for the good stuff? The potential career path here.
Yeah, hit me.
All right. So typically you would start like, entry-level position, right? maybe a junior sales assistant, maybe sales associate. It kind of depends on, I guess, the size and structure of the company.
Right, right. Got to pay your dues. You got to learn the ropes, learn about those Jordan almonds.
Exactly. Mastering those basics like, product knowledge, customer service, inventory management. It's like laying that foundation for your confectionery empire.
Ooh, empire. Now we're talking. Okay, so, but what's next? How do I go from like gummy bear enthusiast to the Willy Wonka of waffle crisp?
Okay, so from there, you could move up,
Yeah.
right? Like a senior sales representative, maybe. And that's where, you're not just handling individual sales anymore. You might be like managing key accounts or even training new hires.
Okay, so now you're like a mentor, sharing the wisdom of the gummy bear. I love it. But this is a deep dive, right? We're going deeper.
Mhm.
What's like the pinnacle?
Okay, well, according to this, you could climb all the way up. We're talking like leadership roles now,
Hmm.
like a sales manager overseeing teams and regions, or even like, get this, director of confectionery sales, making those strategic decisions that shape the future of the whole company.
Director of Confectionery Sales. Okay, that's a title that commands respect. I bet you get like the first taste of all the new truffle
Oh, I
creations.
hope so.
But okay, let's talk about something that's kind of been on my mind this whole time, right? We keep talking about RoleCatcher,
Yeah.
and it's more than just these career guides. They've got these AI tools for job seekers that are not something you see every day. So, like, what's your take on that whole side of things?
It's definitely interesting, right? I mean, on the one hand, they have this CV and resume builder, which, I mean, that could be super helpful, right?
Mm.
Just crafting like a really compelling narrative, showcasing your skills. And then there's like this interview practice tool, but with AI feedback, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool,
Wow.
right? Imagine being able to practice like those really tough interview questions and then getting personalized pointers on like your delivery and the content.
It's like having a personal career coach in your pocket. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
But, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here, does it feel a little, I don't know, impersonal? Like, can a machine really understand, like, the nuances of the human sweet tooth? Like, the passion behind the perfect, like, swirl of chocolate?
I think that's a really valid point, and it's something I've been grappling with too. While these AI tools can definitely give you like super valuable insights and support, it's about finding that balance. Like you want to leverage technology for sure, but you don't want to lose that like authentic self.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like you can't automate charisma.
Totally.
Yeah.
But you can definitely like, I don't know, refine it. I
Huh.
think of it as like these AI tools. It's like polishing your presentation, to make sure your genuine enthusiasm like shines through even more.
Right, right. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the selling part of this job.
Right.
But what about like the confectionery side of things?
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't just about pushing sugar. Like you got to have that genuine appreciation, right? For the craft, for the art of all these like delicious treats, right?
Oh, 100%. And like that's something that came up again and again in these RoleCatcher resources. It's not just knowing like the difference between like milk chocolate versus dark chocolate. You have to really be a student of the industry, always keeping up with new trends, new flavors, new techniques, all of it.
Right, because the confectionery world is constantly evolving. You've got your classic truffles, your caramels, but then like we're seeing these incredible innovations all the time,
Right.
like artisanal marshmallows, bean to bar chocolate, these crazy flavor combinations. I mean, even like vegan and gluten-free options that are just as good as like the originals, you know?
Yeah, it's a good time to be a foodie, that's for sure.
Yes.
But it makes you wonder though, like what does the future hold for confectionery retail? Especially, I mean, online shopping is huge now.
That's such a good question. Like, are we going to have like virtual chocolate tastings? Like, they send you this curated box, you log in, and there's like a master chocolatier guiding you through this whole experience. Or, like, I don't know, personalized confectionery subscriptions, like tailored to your taste.
Okay, now those are some sweet innovations that I could get behind. Can you imagine, like, getting a monthly box of, like, handcrafted treats and they're matched to your preferences? Whether you're, like, a serious dark chocolate fan or, you know what I mean? You go crazy for anything with a little sea salt.
Oh, sea salt, for sure. It's like having a personal confectioner on speed dial. The possibilities are pretty much endless.
Totally.
And I think that's what makes this whole career path so fascinating. It's not just selling sweets. You're part of like a dynamic industry that's always changing. You get to share your passion with the world, whether you're like helping someone at the counter find their new favorite truffles, or like you're the one in the back brainstorming like the next big thing in like online dessert delivery.
Exactly.
So I don't know. If you've got a sweet tooth, a head for business, and you love connecting with people, maybe this is the career for you.
Maybe.
It's challenging, it's rewarding, and I mean, who knows? It could be delicious.
And if these resources tell us anything, it's that platforms like RoleCatcher, they're ready to guide you every step of the way. So whether it's crafting that perfect resume, acing that job interview, or just even navigating this always changing world of confectionery, they've got your back. That's all the time we have for today's deep dive on confectionery specialized selling. We hope you enjoyed this little journey into this career path that's as dynamic as it is delicious.
Until next time, may your days be filled with sweetness.